Chrissy, there's obviously a lot to be anxious about. We've gone back and forth in a lot of ways, but something that Stephanie brought up as she was talking about the religious connections here and talking about how there is a decrease in religiosity in the world, whatever that ends up actually meaning or whatever that ends up turning into. I guess I wanted to take at least one moment before we start to wrap up tonight to hear if there was anything that you wanted to say to the folks who have already emptied the pews. You know, it's worth noting that there are plenty of people in our atheist community that have tuned out this episode, that don't watch this show because we're prone to have this conversation, and that don't believe that trans rights are important, that these rights exist or should exist, or that the atheism banner should cover these conversations. So is there anything that you might say to those folks?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's very wrong-headed for a number of reasons, but I guess primarily I'll borrow an argument from my friends at American Atheists, where they've been producing a lot of reports, gathering a lot of data, studying, first of all, what younger atheists want, and overwhelmingly younger secular Americans do see advocating for LGBTQ folks as a part of secular advocacy. But the argument that they consistently make in webinars and elsewhere, some of which I've been a part of, full disclosure, is that LGBTQ rights issues, they are a church-state separation issue. So if you think that that's really all the atheist movement should be about, I think that's somewhat myopic. But ultimately, attacks on LGBTQ equality, they're mostly motivated by religious beliefs. Certainly #not all, but they're coming from the Christian right, and the more that they try to carve out these religious freedom exceptions and these rights to discriminate, I mean, the further they can go to discriminate against other groups. So I don't think that any group that falls outside of the mainstream in America needs to be alienating unnecessarily other such groups, right? We need to build broad coalitions. And if they can go after queer people for explicitly religious reasons, I mean, they can come after atheists who aren't queer. They can come after other people.
Yeah. Well, I'll get your final thoughts here in a moment, but for now, let's go ahead and leave it there. Where can people find more about you, about your work, your journalism, and help to keep their finger on the pulse of what the hell is going on in the world?
Sure. Thanks for the question. So you can find me on Twitter at @C_Stroop. I'm pretty active there. And I am a self-employed writer currently with 2 regular gigs as well as a bunch of irregular gigs, but I am a senior correspondent for Religion Dispatches. So if you go to religiondispatches.org, you can find a lot of my commentary on religion, politics, and society. And I am a columnist for Open Democracy, which is a UK-based outlet.